One thing I miss about the early days of the internet before social media was as prevalent is the playground rumours and hoaxes that would go around about video games, like Herobrine or the Mew under the truck in Pokemon. And nothing has more hoaxes than virtual worlds. Except Mario 64, this video was originally meant to be about Mario 64, but someone's done that already, yay! But anyway, virtual worlds had a very unique way of making your imagination go wild. There were often secret areas to find, endless free will, and the option to chat with impressionable young children who believe everything. Hence making these games a perfect breeding ground for rumours and even creepypastas. So let's go over every virtual world hoax I could find. I've not played some of these games, so sorry if I sound like a grandma talking about roadblocks or something. One of the most famous virtual world hoaxes of all time is the Club Penguin iceberg. It was rumoured to tip over if enough people stood on one side, or later on people began to theorise that this could be done using a jackhammer. When Club Penguin shut down in 2017, the developers actually acknowledged this and finally made the iceberg able to be tipped over, revealing a dance floor on the other side, as well as a plaque that read, "Together we can build an island, create a community, change the world, and even tip an iceberg. Waddle on." I've never played Club Penguin, but this made me so emotional. Like, that video with the Pokemon music, I was sobbing, okay? A similar case was the rumour of the Rainbow Puffle, which the developers also added into the game in 2013. Most virtual world hoaxes come about to scare people, but Club Penguin is one of the few games that has no widespread horror stories about hackers or the like. It's actually pretty wholesome. Webkins, on the other hand, was the exact opposite. The Webkins killer hoax is particularly interesting because it's not one concrete story. Every person has a different tale of their Webkins being murdered. A lot of the time by the character Dr. Quack, with this specific, not very convincing image often circulating online. The most common rumour was that a box could appear in your room. When opened, something would pop out and kill your pet. Sometimes it was said to be a penguin with red eyes which doubled as a virus, or even a Neopet, as it was theorised that Neopets hack the game to wipe out the competition. You could also allegedly receive letters containing bombs. It was a common theory that Dr. Quack was the Webkins killer, with rumours that if you clicked the poster in his room too many times he'd kill your pet with a chainsaw, or he could feed them poisonous pills. Mrs. Birdie was also theorised to be his co-conspirator. I don't think YouTube's censorship is gonna like this video very much. Maybe I should have said like, he would unalive your Webkins with a pointy stick or something. But yeah, kids would come home from school terrified because of this rumour and parents were not happy. Because of the sheer amount of backlash, Webkins had to put out an official statement saying that nothing would harm their pets. Animal Jam, still one of my favourite games to this very day, had its fair share of hoaxes too. Similarly to Club Penguin, it was rumoured that if you jumped on the ice in Mount Chevere or the bridge in Coral Canyons, they would break and you get a prize. It could be rares, it could be a membership, or a secret area, it depends on who you ask. I think Animal Jam definitely encouraged this, as the bridge and ice would crack more and more the more people you had jumping. But yeah, I've been playing Animal Jam for about 10 years, and throughout all the periods of its history, one thing that was consistent is that there will always be people jumping on the ice or the bridge. And obviously, I know it's fake, but like, sometimes I just join in for funsies, you know, that sense of teamwork is very magical. On a less wholesome note, there are a lot of creepypasta adjacent rumours about certain hackers. Fman122 was a hacker who would allegedly send you a dramagram reading "Thank you for playing with me" with a gift attached. When you open this gift, your account would get hacked. This situation in particular was likely to be fabricated, as apparently it's impossible to do this via dramagrams. So a lot of the claims about him were just fear-mongering, but it was quite likely that Fman122 was a very real hacker. It's honestly pretty easy to hack Animal Jam accounts, and there have been plenty of instances of this. For example, Wretched Jungle, who would specifically target YouTubers. I've heard that the person behind the Fman122 account has passed away, so rest in peace if that is true. Fman122 in his entirety is a very long-standing mystery, so nothing in this segment I have concrete evidence for. But either way, Fman left a huge legacy and will forever be a very famous part of Animal Jam's history. Webkins wasn't that big in the UK, so we never got to experience the Webkins killer mass hysteria. Why am I kind of upset about that? This was something that went around at my school, but I can't find any evidence of this being widespread, so it might have just been like a my school only thing. But the rumour was if you went too long without logging into Moshi monsters, Dr. Strangeglove would come to your house and kill your Moshi monster, making you restart the entire game again from the beginning. So whilst the Webkins killer hoax made kids terrified to log on, the Dr. Strangeglove one was the complete opposite in that you had to log on to avoid him. Honestly, it's kind of good marketing. Like, maybe they hired my friend to adamantly insist this happened to her. Movie Star Planet, like Animal Jam, had most of its hoaxes revolve around hackers. Sometimes not even that, it was just people with creepy looking avatars that people assumed were hackers. One of the most famous hackers was Anonymous, who turned out to not be a hacker at all but an exploiter. Some people theorise that the real hacker group Anonymous was behind this account, because they have nothing better to do than hack a children's game, I guess. But fearmongering about Anonymous was very widespread by users and even MSP YouTubers, and many people pretended to be them to freak people out. The Dolly was a very infamous user who hasn't been confirmed to have ever hacked, they just have a creepy faceless avatar. Apparently they would do the wave dance to indicate that they were looking for their next victim, and the Dolly is a very common hacker for people to try and imitate. Hacker hunting was a very popular pastime on Movie Star Planet YouTube. I've never played the game, but damn, if you can just find them in the wild often enough to make that many YouTube videos out of it, they need to up their security. Poptropica had a shutdown hoax in 2023 where a fake Discord message circulated impersonating a developer and claiming the game would be shut down due to financial issues, which wasn't true. The Roblox John Doe hoax was another one I experienced firsthand, and let me tell you, people were acting like it was the end of the world. There were two test accounts made by Roblox developers called John Doe and Jane Doe. If you're not aware, these names are used as placeholders, for example to refer to someone who wishes to stay anonymous, or for darker things like unidentified bodies. So this slightly sinister context is likely part of the reason why so many people came up with all these crazy theories about these accounts. John and Jane Doe were theorized to be hackers. Roblox YouTubers with young, impressionable fans began to spread the rumour that John Doe was going to hack everyone who logged in on March 18th, 2017. I remember the sheer amount of mass hysteria around this, and I thought it was stupid, but I still avoided logging on March 18th just to be safe. So if there's one thing you can take away from this video, it's that children like lying for attention. But even more than that, YouTubers like lying for attention from children. I don't know what that says about them. Sorry if this was a bit of a short one. I have like one of those coughs that just won't go away and it really hurts to talk. So I haven't been able to film for like 2 weeks and it sucks. But if you have any creepy stories with virtual worlds, do let me know in the comments. It's a phenomenon I find so interesting, and I think playground rumours are truly such a lost art. But thank you so much for watching. I will be back next week with a very highly requested video, so stay tuned. Feel free to like and subscribe, and goodbye. Stay safe online and don't believe everything you read.